I'd like to thank both of you for coming back this afternoon to talk with me. Have either of you been to mediation before? No. Well, mediation has been very successful in resolving differences between people who found themselves in similar situations to you. What I'd like to do is, first of all, start by using the chart and explaining a little bit about the process of mediation. That be okay? I'd just like to use the board here to explain more fully what exactly will happen in this conversation this afternoon. You'll notice that it's a 5-stage process. We start with prepare, move through uncover, learn, search, and explain. Okay? Right now, we're in the prepare stage, and this is where I'm represented here by the delta, and the two of you are represented by the P's. So I will be speaking to you for most of this first stage. And we'll be preparing by answering any questions you have about how the conversation will go. So this morning when I met with you, that was part of this prepare stage, to make sure that you're comfortable with the process and the protocol, the gentle, honest, open, specific protocol that we talked about as well. In the uncover stage will be your opportunity to speak directly to me individually and to share with me what you came to resolve today. That will be the question that will be guiding that piece. And we'll be uncovering the circumstance that you find yourself in, the circumstances from the past. Okay? And once we've done that, I'll capture your answer on the chart paper, and then we'll move to the learn stage. And in the learn stage, you'll see you have an opportunity to speak directly to each other. And my role there will be just to listen, maybe take a few notes. You'll be speaking to each other about why this is important to you. What about the circumstance that you find yourself in is important to you? And you'll have an opportunity to describe that to each other and learn from each other the significance of the circumstance. Once we've done that, again, I'll capture the answers to the questions on the chart paper, and then we'll move to the search stage. The search is just a brainstorming. It's where you'll have an opportunity to have a dialogue and to come up with some ideas for what you could do. What if you did this? What if you did that? What could you do that would resolve the circumstance and still meet the criteria that you set in the learn stage? Once we've captured 10 to 12 items on the board, then there'll be an opportunity to get more specific and explain in writing a plan of action for the future. And here we'll all work together. I'll be asking you questions about the details of the plan to make sure that it's sustainable and that it's within your authority. Okay? So this will be the process that we follow. We'll start with prepare, move through uncover, learn, search, and explain. And you'll notice that it goes from uncover the past to learning the impact in the present to searching the possibilities in the future. So we'll go through the different time zones, if you like, to get to a place where you'll have a plan of action moving forward. Okay. So do either of you have any questions about the process that we'll be following this afternoon? No? Okay, thank you. Mediation works best when the conversation that you have between the two of you is held in confidence. As a mediator, I will keep the conversation confidential. Any notes that we take or any chart paper that I write on will be destroyed at the end of this meeting. And when you keep things confidential, it allows each of you to speak more freely and to say the things that are on your mind, which is also important. Okay? So how would you like to handle the confidentiality piece today?
Well, I think we got to keep it in the room.
Yeah, I'd very much like to keep it here.
Okay. So we'll keep the conversation confidential, just between the three of us. When we get to the part on the chart where we make a plan, you may decide that the plan needs to be shared with other people, and we can talk about that when we get to that piece of
that's
the puzzle.
in the explain piece.
In the explain piece, yes. Okay. Mediation works best when parties agree to speak gently to each other. And what I mean by gently is to speak so that the other person can keep on listening. So you say things in a way that doesn't bring up their defenses, that allows them to just keep on hearing what it is that you have to say. So speaking gently also helps people feel that they can fully disclose. The idea here is to say everything that you're thinking in a gentle way. Okay? Be honest with each other. When parties agree to be honest, mediation works best. when you're not holding on to some piece of information in the back of your mind, but you're actually saying everything that you're thinking. And when parties are open with each other, meaning that when you hear something from the other party, that you actually allow that to influence your perspective or change the story a little bit for you. Okay? So being gentle and honest and open, those things are important in mediation. And to be specific, to use specific examples of things that have happened in the past or things that you'd like to see happening in the future, so that there's some clarity in your conversation. Because often we're using the same word and we may be meaning different things. For example, you could both be talking about coffee, and you may be talking about Tim Hortons, and you may be talking about Starbucks. And it's a totally different experience, but we're using the same word, coffee. So when you're speaking to each other today, be specific and make sure that you understand the meanings of the words that you're sharing with each other. Okay? And mediation also works best when you actually say what you're thinking, so you talk to each other. And this is your opportunity to do that, to bring some clarity to the situation that you find yourself in. Okay? So gentle, honest, open, specific talk. Any questions on that?
No.
No.
I've set aside 90 minutes for this meeting. Have you done the same?
Yes.
Thank you. Mediation also works best when parties come with the authority to resolve the differences between them. Have you come here with the willingness and the authority to resolve the differences between you today?
Yeah.
Well, over myself.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, your own personal authority to
Yes.
make decisions for yourself.
yes.
Great, thank you. My role as mediator will be to remain impartial and to guide you through there. I'll basically be asking you the questions on the side of the poster. You know, what are you here to resolve today? Why is this important to you? What could you do and what will you do? Those are my questions to you. Your job as participant, your role as participant, will be to stay engaged until you find a mutually agreeable resolution to the conversation. Any questions? Are you ready to proceed?
Yeah.
So what I'd like to do now is just to ask you to sign the consent to mediate. You each had a copy of this that you took home and read over. And if you could just sign the bottom of that as an indication of your willingness to proceed into the mediated conversation.